Hey guys, so for this video, I'm talking about the best weapon you can bring for hard mode as of right now. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, oh, it's Pokemon with guns. It's obviously going to be guns or whatever, right? So you're thinking like pump shotgun, assault rifle, even the rockets, which I don't have, are going to be the best ones. No, it's actually not. Unless you're doing towers, like tower bosses, guns will be really, really good there and probably better than what I'm talking about. But for the most part, it's going to be the poison and fire crossbows and bows. Now, for the most part, I think both are about the same in terms of how you use them. Fire and poison are very, very good dot damage. If you guys don't know what dot damage is, it's damage over time. And to me, I use my fire pals to do the burn damage, whereas I just bring in poison because it's much rarer to get poison dot and compared to fire. So if you have a fire pal, you have poison arrows, you're pretty much good to go. Now, the reason why poison and fire are the best things to bring for hard mode is because of a modifier. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys real quick, so just bear with me. A clip of how the modifiers work, but you're basically doing 0 damage on hard mode. Now, I'm going to show you guys another clip in combat where I'm fighting a frost lion. Now, in this scenario, I'm doing like 2, 3, maybe 4 damage if I'm lucky, aiming for the head of Frost Lion. But if you guys remember the clip I did for my first clear, I'm doing like 20, 40, I think it's like much higher than that, dot damage to Frost Lion. Now, how poison and burn works is that it's percentage based. I think it's about, I'd say like points 5% or something in the wild. It's a lot of damage. Essentially, if you get a poison and burn down very early into the fight, it's gonna ramp up very fast. The boss is probably gonna lose like 25% of HP, like right there. So yeah. Um, and the reason why this is better than just guns is because multiple reasons. The first one is being that it's gonna get a good start off to your fight very well. So I'm not exactly sure how dot infliction actually works. It's one of like few things, but what I think it is that the higher the HP is of an enemy, the more susceptible they are to dot damage. This also could be that the more you inflict a like dot, like burn or poison to an enemy as well too, is that they can also build up a resistance over time for tolerance. So that can also be a thing as well too. But for the most part, that's the main thing. The second thing is that the ammunition is very, very cheap. If you guys don't know, pump shotgun and assault rifles, and especially rockets, they eat up these things right here. And if you guys have money, you guys will know how expensive assault rifle is. Pump shotgun is okay in expensiveness. And rockets, they cost like a pound metal each. It's very, very expensive. Whereas a poison crossbow or a poison bow, you're just using poison arrows, and these things are so cheap to make. You just go over here, smash that, and then you hit poison arrow. It costs 3 wood, 3 stone, and 1 venom gland. You can farm the first 2, you can buy the last one. It is so cheap, guys. This is disgusting. Like, for how useful these things are, it's so cheap for that. And another thing as to why they're very, very good is that you get access to them early. I think poison and fire weapons, you get them like probably like tier like level 10 or something like that. So like poison bow level 8, fire bow level 5. If we want to get further down the line, we have fire crossbow at 15, and we have poison crossbow at 17. So these things are so easy to get, and their repairs are very, very cheap too. That goes into my next point, is that when you guys get later into the game, we're doing basically 0 damage with these things. You don't have to repair them anymore. The point of these weapons is to inflict a dot, and you don't need them. I've had this broken crossbow for poison arrows for like 44 or something like that. I don't know. Like, it's been a while now. I don't have to repair this because all I need it for is simply just poisoning enemies and getting out of there. So it's very, very useful there. So that's basically it. That's what I want to talk about. It depends on your build as well too. Like as of right now, for my regular build, I have weight, um, health, and stamina. Now, if you guys spec all damage, I could probably argue that guns are better than poison and fire arrows. But for the most part, for a regular playthrough, you guys are pretty much not going to use these because stamina is important. Weight is very, very important unless you're using a mod. And health on hard mode, it's not that useful, honestly. You could probably put some points into attack. But again, you don't really see much attack results unless you really, really pump your like stat points into attack. You have to go very, very far into the tree to make it noticeable. When I was doing the Shadow Beak fight on my character like a few days ago, I went 180 stamina and all into attack, and I felt like I did double damage, and that was just double. So you had to pump a lot of attack points to see much results, even with the dependence that you're using as well too, in order to see significant results. So otherwise, for just comfy gameplay, you're pretty much better just mounting a pal, shooting them with the elemental bullets or whatever, and using pointing fire crossbows for dot damage. It is much, much better that way. So yeah, I think that covers everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, poison, fire arrows, and here you guys go. It's a very, very OP weapon. I'm still using it to this very day. Probably going to keep using it until raids come out. But guns are still good though, don't get me wrong. Guns are still great for farming with, for regular stuff, and especially tower bosses as well too. But when it comes to like big bosses like legendaries and stuff like that, poison is definitely the way to go. Alright, so thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.